the Pacers, here's the cliche, they do what they do, right? That's like the worst cliche ever. But in this particular case, it actually makes sense. They do what they do. The other thing that's crazy about the game is that Tyrese Haliburton, like, he's just kind of a guy most of the game. He really didn't do much, but then he hits the game winner, and holy cow, Tyrese Haliburton, oh my goodness, what are we going to do there? The final score is 111 to 110. Haliburton hits the game winner with 0.3 seconds to go. As they rallied from, what were they, down 15 in the fourth quarter? It's craziness. Craziness. Here's what I want to do. Like, we can do the Formatic radio show where I come across with a big hot take, and then we take calls or something. Or we can just talk. I'll give you something I saw that's kind of interesting here, okay? So, I love Alex Caruso. We do know why Alex Caruso has bounced around the league and had to earn his way into the league from the G League before becoming such a gigantic part of the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's like do you remember what election was it? Was it when Clinton won? Where it's the economy stupid, right? When George H.W. Bush lost to Bill Clinton, the line was, "It's the economy stupid." Like, to me, it's the shooting stupid, right? That as much as he's become a consummate professional and a very good shooter, a very good player, he checks back into the game for Case and Wallace 94-99. 94-99. But Caruso missing 2 threes late in the game. That kind of triggered the run. Right? Triggered the run was he missed 2 open threes, and Alex and then Lou Dort missed 1 late. And you're like, why does it matter that Caruso misses 2 threes? Why does it matter that Lou Dort misses a 3 late? Because those are your worst shooters. And in trying to figure out, okay, how did this happen? How did they make all these shots? How did they score, etc.? Think about the comeback, right? You had Pascal Siakam. He had 2 different trips to the free throw line. He made 3 out of 4. You had Andrew Nembhard making a 3. You had Miles Turner making 3s. You had Obi Toppin making 3s. Now, it doesn't mean that Obi Toppin is a great shooter. Doesn't mean Miles Turner is a great shooter, but that's what they have molded their NBA careers into. They have improved dramatically. Turner's always been a good shooter, made himself into a 40% three-point shooter. All right. Aaron Naismith, 49.5% three-point shooter. Toppin's only at 34, but he was running a fever last night. And the big story to me is that they got Oklahoma City to have their non-shooters shoot, and then they came down and smartly made 3s late, and they had 1 putback and a couple free throws late as well. In other words, perfect analytics basketball up until that last kind of pull-up jump shot, but doesn't really matter. Okay? Tremendous analytics basketball at both ends, making the sub 35% three-point shooters shoot and not allowing shots at the rim, only 2s after the non-shooter shooting a 3, and then taking 3s and layups yourself. But, I mean, that one was weird because that one seemed, another one seemed over. And even the Oklahoma City crowd, wasn't freaking out. And then it happened so fast, bang, 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 Toppin with a bunch of 3s, Miles Turner a couple of 3s, and all of a sudden you're like, that's getting kind of close. And then Lou Dort fires up one and misses, and they come down and can another one, and you're like, oh my gosh, we have ourselves a game. Buyer, we'll play for people. We put it on social media. You literally predicted this thing like to the T on what could or would happen with the Pacers having a lead late. When I say Game 1 NBA Finals, what's the first thing that comes to your mind as to what you actually saw?
Yeah, it was the Pacers doing it again. And you try to find points in the game, Doug, where you're like, okay, this is where it turned. That's where it turned. I'm a big fan of the 12-point lead because it's never as big as you think, and it's never as small as you think because of the 3-point shot. You could be at 18 in 2 possessions, and it could be down to a 6-point game in the same sort of breath. But we were hovering around that area, so the 9-point lead at that 3-minute mark was big. And again, 3-point shot, Nesmith hits it, and now it's a 6-point game, and it's a close game throughout. The crazy part that I thought was big, you mentioned Caruso. Remember at the end of the first half, Caruso had a shot at right at the bucket, and it didn't go down, but they still led by 12. But that was a half where the Pacers had 19 turnovers, and they only led by 12. Like, Indiana was only down at that point. And it's at that point that I'm thinking to myself, well, this is still a ball game if Indiana just decides to hold on to the basketball. And the reason why yesterday I said what I said was because I felt that is the turning point of it. If you navigate that stretch, the final 6 minutes, and you're Oklahoma City, you're in a really, really good spot. Not only are you the overwhelming favorite, but you have done something that the other teams have not been able to do when they faced Indiana. But if Indiana does it, now I feel that the series has turned. Because you can look at all the bad things that Indiana did in Game 1 and said, wow, they still were able to come in and steal it. So that's why the stretch I just felt was so important, because it just felt like a tone setter for the series, that it's going to go one way or the other. Either Oklahoma City is going to end the Pacers' streak of comebacks and kind of right a wrong of their own from what happened in the Denver series, or now Indiana is fully into the series with a legit chance to bring home the NBA title.
Yeah, this is one where I can never understand, nor any of us can, the mentality of each individual team. I do think that for the Pacers moving forward, their thought process has to be, we could not have played any worse in the first half. We played fine the second half, and then we caught a heater, and we we came back and won the game. Imagine what happens if we actually play a good first half, a good clean first half. Mm-hmm. For Oklahoma City, again, you would think the thought process is what you want positive is, hey, man, we were up 19. Like, we're the better team. All we got to do is just step on their throat next time. On the other hand, there's never going to be a part in the game where you're looking up at the lead thinking we're good.
Right.
It's just never like, I'm never good. And as much as you can say, well, hey, maybe that makes Oklahoma City, a young team, step on their throat and make a 15-point game, a 30-point game next time. Maybe. Or maybe you're up that magic number of 12 of what you're talking about, and Nesmith hits a 3, and all of a sudden Dagno's going to take a quick timeout, and they kind of start freaking out and get tight.
Mm-hmm.
No, but none of us know what's going to happen. We just know, like, psychologically, it could literally go either way. And that's why, and I know Jay's off. He's up hiking in Big Bear today, but that's why he hates the stupid prediction game, because you can't tell the mentality. You can't tell how one ball goes in, one doesn't go in. But I have to tell you that was one of the most thrilling endings. Look, every part of me should want Oklahoma City to win. Okay, I just, again, as you guys know, my kids all live in Oklahoma now, right? I'm close with some people in that organization. I know people in the Pacers organization too. I think it'd just be great for the city, great for the organization. And the people I know in the organization tell me that the people above them in the organization are all like great people. Like, there's just no BS to them. I like everything about it. So my ties should be to Oklahoma City. But watching a team kind of methodically not freak out, not panic, hit a 3, get a stop, hit a 3, get a stop, hit a 3, get a stop. And then watching that crowd get tight, watching the Thunder get tight, watching the officiating get to be totally even, right? That's a big thing. Like, it got cut to 6, and Shea got kind of he got one of those free throw merchant fouls. You're like, all right, they're going to give him a couple calls to get him. But that was the last call he got. Then the next 2 pull-up jump shots he got nothing on. normally regular season get called a foul, and it was not. And that was one of the most thrilling comeback wins I can think of in the NBA Finals. And again, I end up rooting for the Pacers only not because of the contrarian in me, but I appreciate how hard it is what they've been doing and how smartly they execute what they're doing.
And I would even say that the comebacks that they had in the other games were more miraculous than this one was, because this was closer than over the final 90 seconds to 2 minutes than it was, say, in the Cleveland series or in the Bucks series, where the Thunder did have to make plays. They didn't make a bucket for the final 90 seconds of the game. Like there's another one for Oklahoma City, and you wonder now how that creeps in.
Well, Jalen Williams, two big misses. They're late, right? And as he goes, so goes the Thunder. Obviously, Shea misses what could have been the game. Sealer could have put them up 3. Here's Tyrese Haliburton on how his team performed overall.
This game, if you look at all the numbers, it's not the recipe to win. We can't turn the ball over that much. We got to do a better job of being in gaps. Got to do a better job of rebounding. Got to do a better job all over the floor. But come May and June, it doesn't matter how you get them, just get them. So we'll take it. We'll enjoy this one tonight. But understand we got another game coming up in this tough building, and we got to be prepared for that. So, like I said, we're just a confident group. We got each other's back.
Here's the league's MVP on how the Thunder ended up losing.
I don't know. It happened so fast. I feel like we got matched. He got down going right, pulled up from midi, and knocked down the shot. I don't know. It didn't feel like anything crazy. He just made a play with the time winding down. We had control of the game for the most part of it. Now it is a 48-minute game, and they teach you that lesson more than anyone else in the league, the hard way.
He's right. It does go fast. And then, Indiana doesn't call timeout in the last possession, so oftentimes NBA teams have. I've been in that situation, and I've had the opposite thing happen, right, where you don't call timeout, just let them go make a play, and like, oh, man, should I have called the timeout or not there? Just dying over it. But it happens really fast. Right? You hit a 3, you're like, all right, it's 9. Then you miss a shot, and they hit a 3, you're like, okay, it's 6. That happened fast. Then you get the foul line, you're like, oh, okay, it's 8. Then they hit a 3, and it's 5. Like, whoa, what happened? Now we're in a game. Happened so fast. So fast. And I love what Haliburton said. He's basically like, we didn't really play well enough to win, but it doesn't matter. Which, to Dan, you're my point, which is like, Indiana's got to be sitting there thinking, imagine if we actually played well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
we won a game on their home court, and we were doo-doo for the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, and it's not like the Pacers are without fault, because that is one of their faults defensively as well. They haven't been as strong, but boy, last night it sure came through when they needed to. The 19 first half turnovers is absurd.
It was
and
absurd.
To only be down 12 at that point.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons, though, that, again, Thunder both teams play a lot of guys. I thought it hurt both teams playing a lot of guys. I thought if Oklahoma City would have played a little bit more of a condensed rotation last night, they could have maybe stepped on the throat of the Pacers in the first half. It's time for the Tire Rack Play of the Day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where you drive. Ship fast and free and backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Today's Tire Rack Play of the Day comes to you courtesy of the Pacers Radio Network.
Rebound, Indiana. 8 seconds to go. The Pacers are not going to call a timeout. Haliburton has it with 3, driving with 2, pulling up, and hitting with 0.3 of a second to go. How many more times can this team do that?
Sweets, baby.
Have you seen the Haliburton tweets out there? Have you seen those? Have you seen it? Those are amazing. And it's like I refuse to be the guy who gets offended, right? Because anything Taliban related, whatever, like we're supposed to, but it's so good and so funny that I got to tell people, if you're bothered by it, then you know what? Just stay out of this one. We're all going to have a good time and enjoy basketball and understand it's not that deep. Coming up next on the Doug Gottlieb Show, we'll dive more in the NBA Finals with Ryan Hollins. He'll join us. Plus, Wait to hear who the Knicks want to talk to in regards to their coaching vacancy. That's next.